is Stephen Murray, and this is the Knoll, an online gathering place for the people of Oak Knoll Lutheran Church and a place to share our community stories. Before we dive into this week's story, I want to play some audio I gathered after church on Sunday. I was hanging out in Fellowship Hall with my microphones, and some people stopped by to record some messages.
Jesus is the light in us.
Generosity is important because church is our family.
We love Oak Knoll.
That was a whole bunch of kids and a wonderful message from Olivia Burns. This week's story comes to us from Janelle Leppa. Janelle and her family, like several others, recently joined Oak Knoll because of the closing of Peace Lutheran Church. Janelle shares all the ways that she encountered generosity as she first came to Oak Knoll and met its members and all the programs that we engage with. It's a good reminder of how generosity can be shared in so many ways.
A year and a half ago, my husband Peter and our two daughters, Sylvia and Sonia, made our first visit to Oak Knoll. Truth be told, we arrived with heavy hearts. Our church home, Peace Lutheran, had recently closed its doors despite every effort to keep it going. I'd been praying that God would help us find a church home that we could love as much as Peace. But I'll be honest, I was full of doubt. We had visited several churches, and though each had its strengths, we always left missing Peace even more. Then we came to Oak Knoll, and something just felt right. The sermons expanded our understanding of Scripture. The music was beautiful, and we could see how deeply Oak Knoll cares about reaching beyond the church walls. There were opportunities to grow in faith through Bible and book studies, and very important to our family, youth participated in worship. The real reason it felt right came down to two things that meant so much to us at Peace Lutheran. First, we could tell that the people of Oak Knoll truly loved their church and one another. There's a spirit of authenticity and genuine care here. In a world where churches can feel a bit like a business geared to satisfy a consumer, Oak Knoll feels like a family where people are willing to roll up their sleeves and share their gifts for the betterment of the whole. Second, we could see that Oak Knoll is a community that cherishes its children. As parents, we know how powerful a faith community can be in shaping young hearts. In a world filled with confusing and false messages, church is where children are reminded of who they truly are, beloved children of God. At Oak Knoll, we can see the impact of this early and steady nurturing by the congregation in ways that the high school youth continue to engage in their faith in meaningful ways. I had the privilege of spending some time with many of Oak Knoll's teens through volunteering with confirmation and the Christicon summer trip. I can tell you each are extraordinary. Being part of Oak Knoll is truly a blessing. Each Sunday I'm filled with gratitude as I look around and see all of your faces, some who I already know and many who I hope I will get to know. To me, church has always been about being a part of a community of people who are trying to navigate life through faith in both the joys and the sorrows. I'll never forget one of our first visits to Oak Knoll during Lent. After a beautiful midweek service that moved me to tears, a member came up to greet me. When I shared that Peace had closed, I saw tears in her eyes too, and she offered me a hug, a long, sincere hug that spoke volumes. That was generosity in its purest form, the giving of compassion, of welcome, of shared faith. That's what Oak Knoll means to me. Generosity isn't only about finances, though that is important. It's about opening our hearts, our times, and our presence to one another. My family and I are grateful to be part of this community where giving and receiving God's love happens every week.
The Knoll is a production of Oak Knoll Lutheran Church in Minnetonka, Minnesota. Music performed by Matt Serrar and produced by me, Stephen Murray. If you would like to learn more about Oak Knoll Lutheran Church, please visit us on the web at oklutheran.org or check out the live stream of our Sunday worship on YouTube every week at 9:30 Central. If you would like to share your story as part of the Knoll podcast, you can find information on how to get involved on our website. Thanks for listening, and God bless.